Hi, dear friends, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and safe. I am Mithul. Welcome to my channel, Mithul's Biovlog. Today I am with a new topic which will be very helpful for higher secondary and high school students. Actually, this is the first chapter of Plus 2 Biology and CRT. Let us start. Today's topic is reproduction in organisms. This is a general topic. Here I will mention about the reproductive features of both plants and animals in general. But detail I will upload in the next sections. Okay, so as an introduction, let me tell what is lifespan. Lifespan is the period from birth to natural death. There are four stages in the lifespan of an organism. The first stage is juvenility stage, where it starts from our birth to the younger stage. Second stage is a sexual maturity, when a person is sexually fit, that is the second stage. Then comes aging, that is when a person becomes older. The stage is also called as senescence stage or phase. And at last it is death. An individual will undergo death or a person will die. So that is the fourth stage. So these are the four stages: juvenility, sexual maturity, aging or senescence, and at last death. Few examples are given here mentioning the lifespan of certain species. Let us have a look. Elephant, it's about 60 to 90 years. Dog, it is 20 to 30 years. Butterfly, 1 to 2 weeks. Crow, 15 years. Parrot, 140 years. Cow, 20 to 25 years. Horse, it's 60 years. Wow. Crocodile, 60 years. Fruit fly, 30 days. Tortoise, it's about 150 years. Oh my god. Then it's rose, 5 to 7 years. Banana tree, it's about 25 years. Rice plant, 4 to 5. It is paddy, 3 to 4 months. And banyan tree, 200 years. Okay. So these are the few examples. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Whether the lifespan of an organism shows any correlation with the size of that organism? That is, if a bigger size organism is having larger lifespan, very small creatures are having less lifespan? No. The answer is exactly no. No such things are there. That is in short about the life cycle. Next, we are going to our main topic, that is reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process in which an organism gives rise to their young ones, or it is called as offspring or progeny. It's a very important process we take in our world. Let's see how reproduction helps our biological world. It helps for the formation of new organisms. It helps for the multiplication of organisms, that is to increase the number of organisms in this world, and also it helps for the continuation of species. So this helps for the evolution of organism. Then only the life will exist in this world. So this is how reproduction helps. Next, what are the factors responsible for reproduction? The first one is habitat, the place where an organism lives, that should be favorable. Second one is weather and climate, that is, there are many seasonal breeders, so the weather and climate should be favorable. Third one is time of the year. There are certain organisms which only breed at particular time. Then the fourth one is the internal physiology. Okay. Internal physiology is our body nature, that is, our body should be also fit for reproduction. Okay. These are the factors responsible for reproduction. Please note this, children. Okay, next we can go to very important section. It's a type of reproduction. Here we are going to explain asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction in which a single parent is involved and the offspring produced will be the exact copy of the parent. It means it will be the same as that of the parent. And the offspring produced asexually is called as clone. Okay, children, it's called as clone. In asexual reproduction, as already I mentioned, there is only single parent. There is no differentiation like male parent and female parent. And because of that, there is no gamete formation also. So there is no fusion of gamete. Gamete means a reproductive cell. And as already I told, offsprings are the exact copy of the parent. And also another important feature is, since there is no changes, between the parent and the offspring, they does not show any variation. Since they do not show any variation, they will not contribute much for the evolutionary process of species in this nature. That is a general aspect about asexual reproduction. Next, let us go to another topic, type of asexual reproduction. Let us see one by one. First type of asexual reproduction is binary fission. Here, the parent cell divides into two. First of all, the nucleus divide into two nuclei and they move apart. After that, the cell divides into two. That is, in between this nuclei, a wall is formed. As a result, cell is divided as two and they move apart. So we can say a parent cell is divided into two daughter cells. Protozoans like amoeba and paramecium undergo binary fission. So that is about binary fission. Next we can go to the second type of asexual reproduction, multiple fission. Here a single parent divides into many daughter cells. First of all, the nucleus divides into many nuclei which is formed inside a cyst. Later the cyst breaks and many daughter cells are released. So this is a difference between the binary and multiple fission. Binary, only two daughter cells are formed, whereas in this many daughter cells are formed. This type of reproduction is found in few protists and also in some parasitic species. Example, we can say Plasmodium, which is a protozoan which causes malaria. They undergo multiple fission for their reproduction. Next, we are going to study the another type of asexual reproduction that is called as budding. I think you might have studied this process in yeast and hydra, right? So how it happens? In budding, the parent plant produces a small outgrowth which is called as bud. In the picture, you can see clearly. Okay, children, now this bud will start to grow and they will grow up just like an individual parent plant. And finally, after the growth, they detach from the parent body and they grow as a new daughter cell. That is about budding. Clear, children? Okay, now next type of asexual reproduction, that is fragmentation. Fragmentation is a type of reproduction in which body breaks into different fragments and each fragments form a new daughter cells. So this type of reproduction is seen in Spirogyra, which is an algae, and Planaria, which belongs to kingdom Animaliae. So that is about fragmentation. Okay, now next type of asexual reproduction, which is not that much familiar to you, which is plasmotomy. Plasmotomy, here the parents are multinucleated and they will divide into many multinucleate individuals, that is many multinucleate daughter cells, but without the division of nucleus. You don't want to study it in detail. The examples for plasmotomy is Pleomyxa and also Opalina. Here Pleomyxa is a giant flagellated amoeba and Opalina is a parasite protozoan which is seen in the intestine of frog. So that is about plasmotomy. Now next type of asexual reproductive method is by the formation of gammules. Gammules are actually an internal buds which is produced by sponges. They are a mass of cells. And with this, they undergo asexual reproduction. You don't want to study it in detail, but you should know this is a type of asexual reproductive method. Next one is conidia. Conidia is a spore which is produced by fungus. They are exogenously produced uninucleated structure. That means they are produced outside the body, not inside. Example is Penicillium. Penicillium produces conidial spores. So that is also a type of asexual reproductive method. Next, we are going to the another type of asexual reproductive method which is seen in plants. They are called as vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation means it's asexual reproduction by vegetative part of the plant, that is root, stem and leaf. So with these three parts, the plants can reproduce. Plants can produce new forms or new plants. So we can see one by one. First type is vegetative propagation by leaf. In the picture you can see towards the leaf margin there are buds. These buds grow as a new individual plant, and when they are mature enough they drop off and they fall into the soil and they start to grow. Bryophyllum is an example for the plant undergoing vegetative propagation by leaf. Next type of asexual reproductive method is vegetative propagation by root. Actually, the underground tuberous root is asexually reproducing form. There will be buds over this root, and these buds grow leafy shoot above the ground and also the adventitious root towards below. Example for the plant undergoing vegetative propagation by root is dahlia, sweet potato, and Tinospora. Okay children, next vegetative propagation by stem. Different parts of stems like aerial, subaerial and underground stem undergo asexual reproduction, and they are given different terms. Let us see one by one. First one is runner. Runner is a subaerial form that is just seen above the ground, and they are the creeping stem and they run horizontally in all directions above the soil. Example, you will be familiar with the grasses, that is lawn grasses. They bear both nodal and internodal region. In the nodal region, they bear axillary buds, scale leaves and adventitious roots. Here, numerous runners can be produced in all directions. In the picture, it is shown. Another example is Centella asiatica. It's very important. Please note that children. Okay. The next type is sucker. Sucker is also a type of runner, but the difference is they are the underground stem which grow horizontally for a distance under the soil, not above the soil, just like runner. And then they merges outward. They start to grow out. It develops leafy shoot and root before they are separating from the mother plant. In the picture you can clearly see that. Here they are growing inside the soil, right? Under the soil to a distance, only a few distance. Then they come out. So that is the difference between the runner and the sucker. Clear children? The example for this sucker is banana plant and also chrysanthemum. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, the next type, it is stolon. Stolon, it is also a type of runner. You look into the picture, it is somewhat similar to runner. This is also a subaerial form, but here the lateral branch of the stem grow aerially for some time and they bend and touch the ground, and from there they start to grow as a new shoot. So that is the difference between the stolon and runner. Here, example for stolon is strawberry plant and also mint. So that is an example for stolon. Please note that children, you make comparative study, okay. The next type of vegetative propagation by stem is offset. Offset is also a type of runner. Actually, these are the short runner with one internode long. They originate from the axils of leaf. Here you can see the stem is very short, so you can't actually distinguish the stem. And here they produce rosette of leaves. You can see the arrangement of leaves in the picture. And they just grow up and adventitious roots are growing below. This type of plants are normally the aquatic form which is seen in water. Example is pistia and also here that is Eichhornia. Otherwise it is called as water hyacinth plant. You might have seen it in lakes and all. Otherwise please note the picture and just observe when you are going outside. Very important practical based question used to come for exam. Okay children? The next vegetative propagation by stem is comb. Comb is also an underground modification of stem. Actually this is a tuberous form showing asexual reproduction. They contain numerous buds at the nodal region, and these buds will start to produce shoot. A comb can produce numerous shoot. That is about the comb, and example for comb is colocasia. The next underground stem modification is bulb. and they undergo vegetative propagation. Here they contain both dry scaly leaves and fleshy scaly leaves that is arranged in layers. In the picture it is clearly shown. Then inside that there are buds, both apical and axillary buds are seen, and this buds produces shoot with flowers and leaves and adventitious roots. So that is about bulb. Example for bulb is onion, then tulip and daffodils. So that is about bulb. The next vegetative propagation of stem is by rhizome. Rhizomes are also underground stem modification. They are horizontally grown underground stem. They possess both nodes and internodes and also scaly leaves. And axillary buds are seen from which shoots and adventitious roots are also produced. Example is ginger and turmeric. The next underground stem modification showing vegetative propagation is tuber. Tuber contain many sparely arranged depressions called eye. Each eye contains buds and this buds start to grow as a new shoot. Here adventitious roots are absent. Example for tuber is potato. Even a small piece of potato with this eye containing bud can produce a new plant. So that is about tuber. The next underground stem modification, this is not underground stem, that is aerial stem modification showing vegetative propagation is bulbils. Here they are the multicellular modifications on flower stalk. Specialty is this is a flower stalk producing a new plant. The new plant grow from the base of the flower. So once it is growing, this bulbil will drop off the flower stalk and they will start to grow as an independent plant. So that is a speciality of bulbil. Example for bulbil is agave. Please note this is aerial stem modification undergoing asexual reproduction. Here the new plant arises from the flower stalk. Clear, children? These are all the way by which plants undergo asexual reproduction by the vegetative part of the plant. Here all underground stem modifications are also used as food like tuber, bulb, comb, rhizome, etc. Now next, it's artificial vegetative propagation. How artificially plants propagate. There are three types: stem cutting, layering and grafting. These are the three ways by which artificially vegetative propagation is done. That is how artificially different parts of the plants are used for producing new plant. First of all, let's see what is layering. Layering is a method in which a branch or the stem of the plant is purposefully bent down and the portion which is touching the ground is being covered with soil. As a result, roots will originate from that and a new shoot will be formed. This is actually artificial method. Normally we used to do this method in jasmine plant, but this method is also naturally done. I already told about stolon. So that is similar method, but it is naturally formed. I have mentioned examples like strawberry, mint, etc. Okay. Next method is cutting. Normally we used to do this in our home. Just cut a portion of stem or a branch or even the leaf. Then we normally plant it in the soil and a new plant is produced. So that is called as cutting. Okay. Next method is grafting. Normally we used to do this method in horticulture for producing many commercially useful plants. Here we select a plant and a portion of that plant is cut down and we select another variety of that species and which is very useful or which is having very good character, and that portion is also cut down and we keep that particular portion, that new variety, into this mother plant. One portion is called, that mother plant portion is called as stalk, and the new plant, that is the other variety plant portion, is called as scion. These two portions we will attach together and we will cover or wrap it out, and This two portions get integrated or they get grafted, a new tissue will be formed and they grow as a new individual plant. Grafting can be done in rose plants, mango, guava, and also many other commercially useful plants. So that is about artificial vegetative propagation. Finally, the last asexual reproductive method in plant is tissue culture, or it is called as micropropagation. Here, this is a method in which any plant part or any tissue of the plant, either it can be stem, root, leaf, even flower, is selected, and this portion or this part is used for producing a new plant. And this is being done in vitro condition, that is under the lab condition, in nutrient medium, under the controlled condition. And from the small tissue a new plant will be formed. So that is called as tissue culture. So this is all about asexual reproduction in organism, and this is all for today. Hope you all liked my video and everything is understood. If you're having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Okay children, bye bye, see you, take care.